Today we're going to practice Vinyasa flow, and the characteristic of this type of yoga is the union between the breath and the movement. It means every breath has to be in accordance with each of the movements. Normally, when you go up, you inhale, and when you go down, you exhale. We're going to start in a cross-legged position. It can be lotus, it can just be simple cross-legged, or if that's uncomfortable for you, you can even be up here. It doesn't matter. We're going to slowly be loosening every part of our body, or as much as we can in 1 hour class. We're going to start with some breathing exercises, as I mentioned, and what I'd like you to find is the evenness in your breath. So we're going to inhale for 4, and then we're going to exhale for 4, and then we're going to try and keep that level of breath, or that dynamic of breath throughout the class. I'd like you to put your palms facing up. The idea is to get more energy. Normally what they say, the yoga says, is the palms up for more energy, palms down for calmness. Or maybe we need more calmness rather than energy. Anyway, let's inhale 2, 3, 4, and exhale through the nose 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. And one more time on your own. I'd like you to open your eyes, and we're going to start loosening our neck. I'd like you to tilt your head to the right. I'm not going to be mirroring you, so because I like to give the instructions so that you are able to follow even when you're not looking at the screen. So please try and reach your right ear to your right shoulder as much as you can. Bring your right arm up and place it on top of your ear. Just then use that weight from your arm, from your palm, to bring the ear closer to the elbow. Make sure that your elbows are lowered. Now remember our breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale deep. And you can even turn the head slightly, chin to the chest, and you'll feel that you'll be lengthening a different part of the neck. Inhale. Exhale. Let's slowly come back to center. We're going to go on the other side. Bring your arm all the way up, inhale, and then exhale. A couple of more breaths in here. And you can try again to tilt your head so that your chin is closer to your chest in order to loosen different parts of your neck. Remember always to have your elbows lowered, your shoulders lowered, so that they don't come all the way up here. You want them over here. Last time. Come back to center. Now we're going to do circles all around with our head. It's possible that some people don't feel comfortable doing the full thing. You can just do half a circle. And for those that are doing the full circle, very, very slowly, Come all the way round. We're going to do 2 slow circles on each side. And then to the other side. Don't forget to breathe. Now I'd like you to place your right hand a little bit of distance, and you can bend your elbows. Let's see if I can show you a bit clearly there. I'd like you to raise your left hand up, bend your elbow, and you move to the right side. Make sure that your hip is still planted on the ground, and here maybe even try to open the chest and face the ceiling. One more breath, and at the exhale sink a bit deeper. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bend your elbow, raise your arm. Inhale, open, and at the exhale sink a bit deeper. Make sure that your hips are still on the floor, that your buttocks still touching the mat. And come back to center. Now I'd like you to go to the end of the mat, to the bottom of the mat, and go on your knees, on your knees. And close your knees together, your feet together, and you can sit over here. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always put a cushion or a pillow to give you more height. It doesn't matter if you're here, it doesn't matter where you are, and even if it's too uncomfortable for you, you can always sit cross-legged. We're going to grab both hands and join them behind us. Interlace our fingers and pull our hands down. Let's bring our hands to the tip of our toes and open our chest here. And from here, bring your chin to your chest and very, very slowly start tilting to the front of the mat. Well, you might even fall like I did. And try to bring your hands towards the mat. This is called the bunny pose, which is very appropriate considering today is Easter Sunday. Now very slowly come back. We can stay in child's pose for a little moment. You're gonna be practicing 3 types. You can stay in child's pose now, in this position. And there are 3 types of child pose that we're gonna practice. So this one, the one with closed knees and your arms beside you, is to give you more space or to loosen up your back, the vertebrae, lower vertebrae, probably 5th and the 4th. Now, come back up. We've done some loosening over here. Try to relax this part a little bit. And with some people, there's a lot of mobility in our heads and sometimes in our hips. But for some people, the part over here, the thoracic spine, is really stiff. So we're going to try and start some movement or some loosening on this side of your body. I'd like you to place your hands in front of you. Make sure that your fingers are evenly spread and that the weight is evenly spread from your fingers. So from this position, remember shoulders down. I'd like you to bend, to dome your back and bring your belly button, bring your navel to your spine. Just curl. And then exhale, open up. Chest out, bum out, and head up. Inhale. Push from your upper back. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Then we're going to crawl to the center. We're still with the thoracic spine. We're going to crawl to the center of the mat. Again, our fingers evenly spread. And I want your hand to be right below your shoulder. And I like your knees to be right below your hips. So continuing with this, we're going to just continue with the same exercise. We're just going to deepen a little bit. So you're going to push the floor with your hands and dome your upper back, like an angry cat. And then you're going to open at the exhale. Bring your head out, your chest out, and your bum up. Again, inhale, dome. Exhale, open. Now at your own pace, 2 more times. Up, 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 up. Dome, go back. Now raise your right arm to the sky, to the ceiling. And then we're going to bring this arm up here. And we're going to thread the needle in between our left hand and our left knee. We're going to try and open here. Use the left hand as an anchor. Let's go back. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale, open and twist. Stay a little bit longer here. Now this is perfectly fine. Use your hand as an anchor. And if you want a bit more of a challenge, let's start practicing some balances. Bring your foot to the back. Bring it up. Raise your hand. And you can even bring your feet towards you to start loosening your upper thigh. Let's go back to center. Same thing on the other side. Left arm to the sky. Thread the needle. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale, open and twist. And if you did the trick on the other side, let's make sure you do it on this side so that you remain even. Okay, we come back to center. It's very hot in here. We're probably 38 degrees or so. So I'm going to be sweating a little bit more than you guys. So back to all four, where were we? And I'd like you to bring your left foot outside of the mat. And then bring your right foot all the way to the end. And from here, I'd like you to stretch your hand and your foot in opposite directions. Imagine somebody is pulling you from either side. And if you're those challenging types, you can raise your leg and you can bring your foot over here and practice some balances as well. But if you just remain here, stretching your side body, your hips from side to side, you'll feel the stretch. Maybe in your hips, maybe in your arms. We come back to center. We're going to go to the other side. And then go up. And come back to center. And from here, we've done our thoracic spine, and now we're going to start with a little bit of core exercises. I'd like you just to engage your core. I'd like you to raise your legs, your knees, just for 10. 1. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to put the air con on because it's too hot here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. And from here, I'd like you to bring your bottom to your knees and then raise your bottom to the sky. This is your first downward dog of the day. And I need you to loosen up, to start listening to your body. What does it feel? You can either pedal your feet to find more space, more ability. It doesn't matter if your heels don't reach the ground. What I need is for you to have a long spine. And you can either move from side to side. As I said, pedal your feet. You can move front and back, whatever you need to find more space, until eventually you find some stillness in your dog. Now, once again, your fingers evenly spread, the weight evenly distributed amongst them. A straight spine. You can even bend I'm going to show you a trick that I do. So you bend your legs, you raise your bottom to the sky, and then you straighten your legs. And that's a deeper stretch, and you're in the right position. Now you're going to come into a plank position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now bring your knees to the floor, and here we're going to do some, I don't know what they call lizards. So I'd like you to bend your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And from here, go all the way down to the floor. Now, I'd like you to, we're going to stay here, and you're going to raise your head in a baby cobra. And there should be no weight on your hands, no nothing. So first thing that we're going to do, we're going to raise our hands, just hover them from the floor near your shoulders, and then you're going to come up in a little baby cobra. And then we come down again. And now next time I'd like you to raise your feet and your torso at the same time. We're going to stay here for 2 and 3. Come back down. And this last time, you can either do either of the ones that we've just done, or we can do a little bit more of a dynamic exercise. So you can grab both feet with your hands, and then you push your hands with your feet, and you come all the way up, feet together. And you can rock a little bit back and forth. And then we're going to come back into downward facing dog. And from here, I'd like you to place both feet together at the bottom of the mat. And then I'd like you to raise your right leg. Your hips are still square, and your foot is flexed. And from there, right knee to right elbow, and back. And now inhale to the left, right knee to left elbow. Exhale. And then the last one, bring it to the chest, and then the foot between your hands. And from here, you're going to lower your knee and raise your hands up to the sky. And feel the lengthening in your hips. 1, 2, and 3. Come back down. Place your hands either side of your foot. And now, your left foot, you're going to do a little bit of a bounce in order to bring your left foot to meet the right. And from here, I'd like you to bend. To bend and grab your left elbow with your right arm and the opposite elbow with your other hand. And just let yourself go a little bit, let yourself go. Loosen up, loosen your head. You can tilt from side to side. You can open your feet a little bit. The most important part here is that the weight is on the tip of your fingers rather than on your heels. You might be feeling like you're going to fall. That's the right thing. That's the right sensation to have. And then you stay there a little longer. Place both hands beside you on the mat. And now let's go back to plank. And from here to downward facing dog. We're going to go on the other side. Foot together at the end of the mat. Raise your leg to the sky. Flex your foot. And exhale, knee to elbow. Right knee to left elbow. All the way up. And now bring it to the chest and then in between your hands. Bring your knee to the mat and raise your hands to the sky. Lunge. Try to bring your arms behind your ears. Now frame your foot with both hands. We're going to do the little jump and meet at the front. Now this time I'd like you to wrap your legs with your arms. It doesn't matter if you can't reach your thighs, you can be all the way here. But I like you with each breath to be gaining a little bit more space. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale. Exhale a bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, find more space. And once we're here, we're going to do a couple of half-sun salutations. So we're going to let your arms go beside us. And very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, you're going to raise all the way up. I'm going to try to, you can stay in the front, but I'm going to try and go to the back so that you see a little bit better what I'm doing. So first of all, remember Vinyasa, one breath, one movement. So the first thing, you inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, straighten your back. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, arms beside you. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, straighten back. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, all the way back to the ceiling. Exhale, right beside you. Now on your own, inhale, rise. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, straighten your back. Exhale to the floor again. Inhale all the way to the ceiling. And exhale, arms beside you. Namaste. You're going to come back down to the floor again. And from here, we're going to come into plank again. And from here into downward facing dog. Now we're going to continue with the same. We're going to put our feet together in the middle. But this time we're going to open our hips. So I'd like you to raise your leg up, point the foot, open your hips and bend your knees. And now bring that knee all the way up to the ceiling. And then do 3 circular movements to each side. 2, 3, don't forget to breathe. 1, 2, 3. Now bring knee to the ceiling again, and then right knee to right elbow. And here you're going to bring it down to your wrist. And then up again, and then up. Now right knee to left elbow. And then to the wrist, and then up, and then up. And now we're going to bring it to our chest and then in between our hands. And from here, you're not going to bring the knee down. You're going to make sure that you have enough space. Now you can widen your stance to make sure you've got stability. And then just hover your hands from the floor. And when you feel you're comfortable, you come all the way up into a runner's lunge. And once you're comfortable there, I'd like you to straighten your front leg. And from here, we're going to bend our leg and bend our arms in a cactus shape. Up again. Second time, bend our leg, bend our arms. Go up. And exhale 1 third time. And we're going to frame our foot. No, I got that one wrong. From here, we're going to place our hands in a prayer position, and we're going to bring our left elbow to our right, outside of our right knee. And then we're going to bring our hands on a prayer position in between our chest with a deep, deep twist. Now you inhale, and then you exhale, you sink a bit deeper. Open your chest to the ceiling. One last time. Now you do frame your foot. You bring your left foot closer to you, and then you place your left hand outside of your right foot and open the chest again. Reverse triangle. Now bring the hands back again to the floor, and from here, with both hands framing our foot, we're going to bring a back foot up, standing split. And we're going to come all the way back down, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. First, we're coming to downward facing dog. I'm going to have some water because it's very hot here. Sorry. Oh. So, downward facing dog. We're going to bring the feet together at the center. Raise our left foot. Open our hips. Bring that knee to the ceiling. And do 3 circular movements with our hips. And now the other side. Open a bit more. And knee to elbow. Then you come to the wrist. Bring it up again. And open. Now to right elbow. To the wrist. Up again. And open. And bring your knee to the chest. And in between the hands. Raise all the way to the sky or to the ceiling. And from here, we're going to straighten our knee. And then when we bend our knee, we open our arms in cactus shape. 2, exhale. And now 3. Stay a little bit longer. We pause for a little bit. Now we're going to a prayer position. We're going to place our right elbow outside our left knee. And we're going to twist very, very deep, opening our chest to the ceiling. Don't forget to breathe. Frame our foot. We're going to shorten our stance. And from here, we're going to go into standing splits. Point your foot. You always want the foot either pointing or flexing. You don't want to flop your foot. and come back all the way down. Now we're going to rest for a little bit in child's pose. We did at the beginning of the class, we did child pose with our knees closed, like this, and with our arms beside us. This is when you want to open, you want to work on your back, you want to open your back. You can also do it with your knees open. When you do it with your knees open, we're now working on the hips. So this is what we want this time. Knees open and is slightly more comfortable. So you come all the way to the front. Let go. You can even spider your hands to find a deeper connection. Inhale. Exhale 1. We're going to do 5 of this. And when you're ready, you meet me in downward facing dog. Now again, the feet meet together at the bottom of the mat. Some people might just want to raise the leg up, open your hips and bend your knee. That is perfectly fine. But if you want a bit more of a challenge, try and letting your right hand outside of the mat or loosen it a little bit. And then try and come down with that right foot all the way into wild thing. And then you come back, your leg up, and from here we are going to we're going to bring that right leg in between our left hand and our left foot. And then we're going to open into star. Raise your hips. And come back to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to raise your leg up, bend your knee, open, and then very slowly, you're going to move your hand away from the floor. See how slowly you can do it. Come into wide thing. And then when you come back up, you can do a little jump there, and then come into star. Very good. Thank you, everybody. We're going to rest for a little bit in child's pose. This is meant to be a beginner's class. And I got a bit carried away last there. And now we're going to do some standing exercises. I'm going to try and show you, go through the warriors. We're going to do warrior 1. We're going to do warrior 2. And we're going to do humble warrior. So we're going to start again from here. I like to go into downward facing dog. And you're just going to bring your right foot in between your hands. And then you're going to plant the whole foot on the floor on an angle. You make sure you have enough space here because you want your hips to be square. You want enough space for your hips to come up and the hips need to be square. Raise your hands up and sink a little bit deeper. Again, always try to lower your shoulders and have your arms behind your ears. Now make sure that the full foot is planted on the floor. And from here, you're going to take your arms and bring them together at your back and pull them all the way down to your foot. And from there, I'd like you to lean forward and try and touch your knee with your elbow. Humble warrior. Come back up again. From here, we're going to come back to downward facing dog. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Put it between your hands, plant the foot, square hips, and raise your arm to the sky. Make sure that your foot is fully planted at the back and that your knee is facing the little toe. If not, you need to open it up more. Square your hips again and sink a little deeper. Inhale, and in the exhale you sink a bit deeper. Again, get your hands together at the back, open your chest and bend over. Humble warrior. Come all the way back. Frame your foot and come back into downward facing dog. We're going to rest for 3 here. And then we're going to come into warrior 3. I'm going to make some room here for me. Again, try to, at the exhale, I'd like you to get more space. Try to bring your chest closer to the mat. And now bring your foot up and place it in between your hands. Plant the back foot, but this time your right heel needs to be closer either in your left heel or to the center of your foot, whatever is easier for you. Make sure you have some stability. Your hips are going to be square, and when you come up with square hips and you open. Now don't lean forward, come back to center and feel as if somebody was pushing you from both sides of your arms. And then make sure that your knee is facing the little toe. And inhale, exhale, sink a bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, sink a bit deeper. Now, bring your left hand to the front or to your back. Reverse your warrior. And now straighten your leg. And now tilt your bottom to the back. And just make sure, we're going to do triangle pose. So here, like notice what I've done here. I've tilted my hips to the back, and now I'm going to come back to the front. I'm not going to rest my hand on my leg. I'm just going to hover it. Triangle. Inhale. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. It doesn't matter if you're here. What I want is open hips, and I want you just to hover your hand. And from here, I'd like you to bend a little deeper and then do little jumps. Make sure you're shifting your balance. So I'd like you to come from here to here, and then I'd like you to bring your hand to the floor and come into half moon. So your left foot is flexed, your chest is open, your hips are open. And now you rest. You come back to downward facing dog. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Place your left foot in between your hands. Plant your foot. Come up into warrior 2. Open your hips. Bend your knee. And sink a bit more at the exhale. Make sure that your knee is facing your little toe, and open your arms. Feel as if somebody was pushing you or pulling you from either side. Make sure your chest is centered. And now reverse warrior. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. And now, come on the way up, straighten your legs. And now again, what we're doing with our hips, we're going to tilt our hip to the back. You can shorten your stance a little bit. Tilt your hip to the back. And then just hover your leg with your hands and open your chest. And from here, I'd like you to change the weight. So perhaps bend the knee. Bring your right leg towards you. It's a bit tricky, I know, I'm sorry. And now open in an angle and flex your foot. Flex the right foot. This is called half moon pose. Exhale. Come back down again. And now let's go into a child's pose to rest a little bit. Again, this is the third variation of the child's pose. I want you to open your hips. And now I want you to place your hands, both hands, in between your legs. And you can place one cheek on the mat and feel how relaxing this one is. And you can go to the other side to remain even. And now we've done our neck exercises, we've done our thoracic spine, we've done some standing poses, we've gone through the warriors, and now we're going to open our hips even a little bit more. So I'd like you to place your, open your legs on the mat, as open as you can. It doesn't matter if you're here, if you're here, if you're here, or wherever you have to be. Flex your feet. And I'd like you to bring your left hand to the center. And now you're going to use again this elbow as an anchor to open a little bit more. And let me show you what I'm saying. You're going to bring your right arm up and then use this elbow as an anchor to open. And look how much I'm opening there. Come back to center. We're going to do the other side. I couldn't do it without that anchor. I wouldn't open that much. Open to the other side. And one last time. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper. If you don't want to twist your neck, it might be too difficult. Just face the mat. Actually, I think that's more comfortable even for me. Just facing the mat, but opening the chest. And now bring both foot to the front. You're going to bend your right knee. Now I'd like you to tilt. I don't want you to bend. I want you just to tilt with a straight back and to feel as if somebody was pushing you from the front, not down, but towards the front. You go as far as you can. Flex your foot. Remember, we don't want floppy feet. And when you've done as far as you can, go all the way down. Surrender. Inhale. And when you exhale, you sink a bit deeper. Inhale, straighten or lengthen. And exhale, sink a bit deeper. One last time, inhale. Exhale. That was nice. And now you're going to bring your right leg across. And we're going to give two variations again in this one. So you can either just grab your leg with your left hand and do a twist here. Or you can bring your hand up and bring this elbow again as an anchor Put it up over your knee and then open up a bit deeper. And you're going to inhale, you straighten up, and at the exhale, you twist. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you twist. One last time. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you twist. And we're going to have a little bit of a counter twist to the other side. Just bend. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Now bend your leg. Raise your arms. Remember, your foot has to be at the center of your hips. So you're going to raise your hand. Remember, flex your foot. No floppy feet here. Raise your arms. And then tilt. Only tilt. Do not bend. And then you tilt forwards. And inhale, you straighten. Exhale, you go a little bit deeper. Inhale, you straighten. Exhale, you go a bit deeper. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, deeper. And when you've gone as far as you can, then you surrender. Again here, at the inhale you find length, at the exhale you surrender and find more space. Sink a bit deeper. And slowly you incorporate back. You move your left foot over your leg, and then you can either just grab your left knee and bend. Find a twist. Remember, no floppy feet. Or you can raise your arm up, use your elbow as an anchor, and go deeper. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you twist. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you twist. Super. Now we're almost at the end of the class, and we are ready to go down to the mat. So I'd like you to just to curve your spine and go slowly, 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 all the way to the floor. And from here, I'd like you to bring your heels closer to your bum. So yeah, I want you to touch your heels with your hands. And I want you to move your elbows and your shoulders below you. Just move them. And then raise your hips. Engage your hands at the back. And raise your hips even more. And then you're going to inhale. And exhale. Keep your knees together. Engage your butt. And raise your hips even higher. And then you're going to come down vertebra by vertebra. And then you're going to bring your legs towards you, your knees towards you, and you're going to rock from side to side. And from here, I'd like you to bring your left arm to the floor. And with your right arm, you're going to have the left arm and the head towards the left. And then your right arm is going to help your legs move toward the right to find a twist. It doesn't matter if your legs are only halfway. What I want you to concentrate is to keeping your left shoulder on the floor. Remember, the closer the knees are to your chest, the deeper the twist. Now let go, breathe in. And breathe out, let go a bit more. Inhale and exhale. At the inhale, you come back to center. And at the exhale, let's go to the other side. Now head to the right, shoulder down in the right, and knees to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, sink a bit deeper. And at the inhale, come back to center. Rock from side to side. And we're going to go to my favorite pose now, Shavasana. You're just going to let everything go, let your feet go, let your arms go beside you. And just relax after this well-deserved rest after the workout. You can lose the control of your breathing. And as you have less activity, some thoughts might come your way. Stay there and make sure you let those thoughts pass. Let the noises around you relax you even deeper. And when you're ready, very slowly incorporate and come and join me in a seated position with your hands in prayer. I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to guide your practice. And I'd like for all of us to have a small reminder throughout the day of this practice. I'd like you to remember to keep breathing in a synchronized manner. And I'd like you to bring your hands to your head to remember all day to have kindness in your thoughts, kindness for yourself, kindness for the world, and kindness for others who might not think the way we do. And then bring the prayer to your mouth. And remember our day to have compassion in our words. It's very easy to get stressed in an environment such as the one we're living, and sometimes even with the people that are surrounding us, the ones that we most love the most. So remember to have compassion in each and every word that comes out of your mouth. And the last thing, place your hands in your chest. And that's, I guess, for the spirit, for the courage in your hearts. Be kind, be blessful. Namaste.